fucking with them Ewoks, and they didn't know they stay strapped with them sticks and rocks. And you saw when they hit that shit with that log, they don't fuck around. Oh, I didn't see you. Hello there, and welcome back. This is Words with Ali. I'm your host, Ali Seavright, and this week's episode I'm going to say some words on rebellion, but more specifically, Star Wars. I can't use the song. Copyright. But Star Wars. Good old Star Wars. Quite possibly the greatest movie franchise in the history of movies. Definitely my favorite. And including their video game series, which I'll talk about later on. Star Wars is a great story. And it's universe that George Lucas created. I don't know what he was smoking or drinking that he came up with all this shit, but I thank George Lucas for coming up with the Star Wars and, really nurturing it and taking care of it. I'm sad that Disney kind of went in their direction on the last few movies there, but they're not bad. Two of them aren't bad. Yeah, two of them aren't bad. Yeah. Fucking the underlying story of Star Wars is rebellion, though. Like if you look closely and you see and you read into the story of Anakin, like, because basically Star Wars is the Skywalker saga. And it's Anakin's story, how he rose to power as a Jedi and then fell and became a Sith Lord, and then, redeemed himself in the end, and then, fixed everything that he fucked up. He was rebelling against the teachings of the Jedi and, I guess, the prequels. He thought shit didn't make sense. And what he felt was right was wrong, according to the Jedi, and then eventually cut off Mace Windu's hand and, killed a bunch of children. And yeah, it kind of fell to the dark side there. And, and then became a fucking space Nazi. And then he ended up searching the galaxy for other Jedi and killed them. And, eventually his son found him. Was like, hey, yo, Pops. Although I don't know you my Pops yet until you cut off my own hand and shit. And I fall down this, like, big-ass fucking shaft and somehow, miraculously, don't die from the fall. Yeah, what you doing? You could change, my dude. You could change all of that shit. And then he's going like, nah, man. I'm setting my ways. Matter of fact, you should join me. And then me and you could fuck up the Emperor and shit. He ain't got hands like that no more. So, like, yo, we could really work this dude and then take over the Empire and then run everything ourselves, dude. Of course, I'll be the main dude and, like, I'll take most of the cut. But you still gonna eat. You know what I mean? You gonna eat, my boy. So what you think? And he's like, nah, man, that's not the way. I sense goodness in you. I see the light within your chest. Within your chest, Papa. Bring out the light in you. You know this ain't the way. You know you want to do dope, good shit. Remember how you felt? Remember how you felt before all this shit happened? Before you killed them kids? Which is unforgivable in the eyes of many people, but we forgave you for that shit? You can come back from that. Let's kill the Emperor, nigga. Yeah, let's kill the Emperor and be good, nigga. Yeah, that's all it takes. And so, of course, he teams up with his pops. At the last second, Vader throws Palpatine in the shaft. The nigga get hit with all types of energies and shit, blown up, turn to dust. He dies because he was getting electrified the whole time. He's like, yo, shit, half my body's robotics. Robotics? Robotics. It's not Sonic, Ellie. It's not Sonic. And yeah, he ends up dying, but he, becomes Anakin again. Because I guess the whole thing in Star Wars is like when you fall to the dark side, you're no longer you. You become like a completely different person. At least that's what they're trying to say, which would explain the whole Ben Solo fucking Kylo Ren shit. It's like, oh, I'm a bad dude that killed my father in front of his best friend and shit, and the whole bunch of other bad shit. But yeah, that wasn't me. It was me physically, but it wasn't me spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole Jedi Sith thing is religious. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, once I converted back, all my sins were cleansed, and yeah, we good. It's like Christianity. Once you dip your toe in the water, you good. I got baptized. Got baptized in that goodness. But yeah, I got to hit that long sleep because, whatever happened at the end of that movie, romantic or whatever, is dead now. So you just got to go on adventures without me. I'm going to be a force ghost like my father. Was my father a force ghost? How did I see him? I was hitting up that spice too much, you know what I'm saying? I was doing a lot of spice back then. I was seeing some shit. This is a weird tangent that I went on. And where was I even going? But yeah, rebellion. So the Empire falls, and then they're entering a state of just like shit's in disarray. It's chaos. This galactic empire that controlled everything is now gone. So, of course, criminals started taking over shit and moving in and starting to bring back the element of, badness again in a certain way. And you see that with the Boba Fett and the Mandalorian and how they were tackling that. And I really got to say, the fucking Star Wars shows are fucking bringing it. They're really, the quality is, you know what I'm saying? Chef's kiss. Got little baby Yoda, got the Mandalorian. And fucking Boba Fett's back. Fucking, it's so good. And if you aren't into Star Wars, get into Star Wars, man. Fucking watch the prequels, the originals, 2/3 of the sequels. Watch the TV shows, watch the animated shows. Everything is fucking good with Star Wars, except for that last movie. That last movie hurt me. Somehow Palpatine is back. Somehow, what's the somehow? What's the somehow? They didn't they didn't even try to explain how the motherfucker came back. They didn't even try to. That's what bothers me the most. Like literally anything. Anything. It's like, he just showed up and then he's got a clone body and he's across the universe communicating through that clone body and doing shit. It's like, how? How? Like, I gotta read a book to find out? Why? Why didn't you just tell us in the movie somehow? Fuck you. Fuck you, whoever made that movie like that. Fuck you. But the First Order was basically the Galactic Empire all over again. Galactic Empire 2.0. And you had the Resistance instead of the Rebel Alliance. And they're resisting against the First Order, trying to be Nazis and doing shit. And then, they eventually win, destroy the big baddie, the whole fleet and all that shit. But a lot of people don't know about the Old Republic era. And I feel like that era is so much more interesting because you have a lot of more. There's tons of more dynamic characters and storylines that can be fucking fleshed out into like full on series or or even a movie series. Like fuck. But I will say the only thing redeemable about that last Star Wars movie is that the fact that they made Revan canon again, because they removed all of the Old Republic as canon for Star Wars for some reason, because I guess they hate fucking interesting shit and origin stories. But now that he's canon again, they can probably bring back the whole of the Old Republic era, which had a whole bunch of shit. So you have this like going way way back. You have this empire called the Rakatan Empire with these dark side alien dudes, and they basically enslaved the entire galaxy. Sort of like the Empire, but more like ancient Egypt type shit. And they kind of conquered all the like species of aliens out there and enslaved them to build all types of shit. And they eventually faced like some sort of I don't even know what it was. It's like a forced disease or some shit. Like something just started fucking up their bodies, and it was probably coronavirus. Oh, it's a terrible joke, but maybe monkeypox. But yeah, they started dying off, and people rose up and then took over the galaxy again, and the galaxy was free of their reign. But over the thousands of years that they conquered shit, they fucking built massive weapons and temples and all types of things. And one of the things that was left behind was the Star Forge, which is based um like the final conquest for the in the game Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And you play as an amnesia stricken man or woman named Revan. There's three classes you could choose from: scoundrel, scout, or soldier, and they have different like base feats. It's like a Dungeon and Dragons kind of background play style. Like they have dice rolls and saving throws and all these type of things, but it's like a turn based attack game. But it's fucking really good. The story's just immaculate. And basically, as Revan, you're without the Force, and you go on adventure. You meet new people, and they help you on your adventure to find out who you are, find out what the fuck's going on, and you become a Jedi again, and then travel planet to planet looking for these things called the star maps, and they eventually lead you to the Star Forge. And the Star Forge is basically this big factory that is powered by a star, and it pumps out ships and droids and all types of shit. And it's just big dark side artifact that's super powerful. And like the whole thing with Revan was this amazing character that I hope they bring to life in future Star Wars adaptations. But he was a Jedi from some unknown planet. He was like one of the greatest Jedi to ever, do it. He's like the Michael Jordan of Jedi. And you could say, I guess maybe Luke Skywalker's like LeBron James. LeBron James. But he was the pinnacle of what they called greatness at that time. And during that period, there was a great upset happening because the Mandalorians were conquering planets, and Mandalorians back then were numerous in number, and they were just fucking this powerful force. I was like literally trying to conquer the galaxy. And they went from planet to planet, conquering them, turning people over to their side, literally enslaving people. It's like, yo, we conquered your planet. You're part of us now. You're Mandalorian. You're Mandalorian or you die, which is fucking wild. But they were these warriors that just conquered planets and devastated the galaxy. And the Jedi were numerous, and they're just watching. It's like, yo, shit. I'm sorry, y'all. We can't do shit. We're peacekeepers. We can't be, engaged in combat and war and shit. That's fucked up. We about that peace. We monks. Hey, yo, sip some of this juice. Get you some blue milk or something, yo. Just, sip on something. It'll pass. Everything will pass. We Jedi. We see in the future. Shit will pass. And now Revan, knowing that the Jedi Council isn't helping and seeing that planets are falling and being conquered and being brutalized by the Mandalorians, he's like, yo, I can't just stand here with all my power and greatness and not do shit. We need to hoop on these motherfuckers. So in this instance, he gathered up a bunch of Jedi and was like, yo, we're gonna create a dream team and we're gonna fight these Mandalorians and we're gonna fuck them up. We're gonna join the Republic in their battle against these evil bastards and end the conflict. You know what I'm saying? We Jedi. Jedi gang. Yeah. Yeah. Throw up your hand signs. Force. The Force is with us. You know what I'm saying? We out here. And so he rebelled against the teachings of the Jedi and their ways and, went into war. And he became one of the greatest fucking generals of the Jedi to ever exist. This motherfucker won battle after battle, sacrificing planets to win 2 planets. Like, the strategies he was doing was fucking disgusting. Dude was hooping outside. He's hitting these threes. And then he was driving in when they didn't expect it. Like, oh, he's going to go for a 3. Oh, drive. The man couldn't be stopped. And the Mandalorians, they're just ruthless. They're just killing people. They got these basilisk droids that they're riding on. Motherfuckers were doing some gangster shit too. It's like you kind of don't want to root for them because, like, in this instance, they're evil. But these motherfuckers were pretty gangster. And their leader, Mandalore the Ultimate, he eventually met his demise against Revan himself. Revan sliced that nigga up like a squinks, squonks, and he's like, zonks. He just slumped his ass. But all of this was orchestrated by a darker force way out in the unknown regions of space. And, during, Revan's, I guess, conquest over the Mandalorians, he adventured into the unknown regions of space and met with a Sith Lord. Or, I guess in this instance, a Sith Emperor. Hiding and waiting, manipulating. And he turned him to the dark side. And when Revan came back from the unknown regions, he was a Sith Lord, and his homies were dark side motherfuckers. And then they waged a war against the Jedi. In this massive war that would be known as the Jedi Civil War. And, a lot of, Jedi went against people they trained with and trained under and fucking murked each other. And it was this big thing and motherfuckers kept dying. And of course, being that Revan was a Sith, eventually what happens is that motherfuckers are too strong. Motherfuckers want that power for themselves, so they start betraying motherfuckers. And, that's the way of the Sith. Only the strongest gonna rise, you know what I'm saying? So his homie Malik turned against him, shot his ship while he was being attacked by a Jedi strike team. He lost his memory. He got injured and shit. And they took him to the Jedi Council and they're like, yo, we can't kill him. That's not our way. But like, yo, let's fuck up his brain and shit. Let's twist his brain and make his memories different so he'll fight for us again. And that's what they did. Removed his memories and fucking removed his force powers, and he became a regular nigga. And once as a regular nigga, he's just on a ship. He's going with another Jedi back to wherever. End up crash landing on a planet called Terrace. Stuck there for a bit. Met some new people. They got, a Wookiee, a Twi'lek. Zalbar gang. You know what it is, Wookiees. Gangster. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it well, but yeah, and he fucking finds his way and finds a connection to the Force while he's there, and then bang bang boom, back to a Jedi. Now he's fighting with whatever Jedi are left to end this Jedi Civil War shit. Kills Malik. I cut a lot of shit out there when I just said kills Malik, but kills Malik and pretty much ends that little thing. But he starts remembering his past where he ran into that old Sith Emperor, and he's like, oh shit, this ain't even the whole shit. There's like a whole group of other niggas just waiting out in space, waiting to swing on us. They're waiting to fucking fade us, yo. So I gotta do something. So meanwhile, I go out to fight this emperor out there. Y'all need to build up your defenses, build back up the republic and shit, get everything ready, cause that motherfucker just waiting on us. You know what I'm saying? You already know. All right, deuce. And then he dipped, and he met up with the emperor again. He's like, "Hey yo, I know what the fuck you trying to do. I'm back, bitch. I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Force. The force is strong with me. Hear me, bitch?" Try fucking him up, but the emperor's strong. He's like, "Yo, you nice, but you ain't that nice." Squimpsh, and just slumped him. And then basically imprisoned him for like 300 years. I don't know how that whole 300-year thing happened. I felt like that was like a continuity thing that, because like basically the original Knights of the Old Republic games were made ooh, like 20 years ago almost. And then they made a new game, Star Wars The Old Republic, which took place, I think, either a few hundred years after that. And so they wanted to bring Revan back, but like, it's like, oh, how are we going to bring him back? It's like, oh, he was just in a comatose state for like 300 years, and he was right beside the Emperor and shit. And that's how they did it. But essentially, Revan's the greatest Jedi to ever exist, and also one of the greatest Sith Lords. He's just like one of these fucking keystone characters that really exemplifies the rebellious nature of what Star Wars is. Because he rebelled against the Sith. He's like, yo, I ain't trying to be like y'all niggas. And then he rebelled against the Jedi. He's like, yeah, I ain't trying to be like y'all niggas either. And then he's like, I guess the whole idea is like, there's no balance on either side. And so I guess the whole story of Star Wars is about finding balance and rebelling against the imbalance. Balance in the Force. Use the Force. And then you have, the new shows. Obi-Wan was fucking nice. That was a nice show. Fuck. It was kind of weird because I feel like some of these shows should have just been movies, to be honest. I feel like they kind of stretched it out into a show, but like it really would have been better just as a movie, just Obi-Wan movie. And you got the Mandalorian. Actually, that sits pretty well as a TV show, and possibly maybe Boba Fett as a movie. And then they're gonna have Ahsoka coming soon, and I think another season of Bad Batch. So yeah, just like a lot of great Star Wars content coming out. And I don't really have a point. I just wanted to talk about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. It's been a part of my life since the beginning. And fuck, I remember it was years ago now, but when Revenge of the Sith was coming out, it was very popular and people were lining up to watch it and shit. And I remember being in class and I got called to the office. And my dad was in the office waiting there for me. I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. Something happened. And the receptionist was telling me, he's like, oh, your dad's here to pick you up for your appointment. I was like, appointment? Oh, see your doctor? I was like, oh, did I have a doctor's appointment? He's like, yeah, remember? Remember you had a doctor's appointment. Let's go. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I get in the van. I'm just like sulking and shit. I'm like, man, I don't want to go to the doctor. They can give me a needle and shit, and fucking tell me I'm too fat, and all this shit. Like going to the doctor fucking sucks. And then he's sitting in the van, fucking laughing his ass off, just laughing. I'm just like, yo, what's so funny? And he's like, we're not going to the doctor. I'm like, okay. Like, what's happening? It's like, we're gonna see a movie. I'm like, oh shit. All right, yo, that's dope. And like I kind of put two and two together. It's like, oh, we're gonna see that new Star Wars, because I remember when Phantom Menace came out, he was fucking hyped on that. He was talking. I was like, yo, we're gonna fucking watch. Like, it's gonna be dope, man. Fuck hype. I haven't. It's been like 16 years. Man, I saw the original in the theater. Man, if you kids were my age back then in the future, if I had kids when I was my age at the time when that movie came out, man, I would have took y'all. It would have been so amazing. I'm like, what you're saying doesn't make sense, but I like the energy. Uh, and so I ended up watching, Revenge of the Sith with my pops, and it was fucking amazing. The fucking everything just culminating, and you can see, I was just like, man, I was heartbroken, but I was like, also like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then years later, it became one of the most fucking memed fucking movies to exist. Just memes. Same with Attack on the Clones. Those fucking memes. But yeah, for me, I'll always remember that feeling of just kind of, just like, oh, this is my Star Wars era. Like how my pops used to talk about Star Wars when he used to watch it when he was a kid, and I'm like, oh shit, this is what I used to watch when I was a kid. This is fucking amazing. And yeah, that amazing feeling stemmed from an act of rebelliousness, not on my part though, but this is the part of the episode where I come up with a way that you can find a point of learning or a lesson from this, and I guess you could say we're boxed in. The world has us, sitting in a box and tells us, hey, you can do whatever you want as long as it's within this box. If you try to do anything outside of this box, it's not good. No bueno. But sometimes the best things in life happen because you do it outside the box. Experience life outside the walls that are, shuttering you into a lifestyle that you aren't happy with. And I'm sure, there's things everyone wants to do, but, they talk about it, but they don't really try to do it. You just got to pull a Nike and just do it. You just got to do some shit sometimes. And I guess this is what I'm relating towards Star Wars for somehow. All these motherfuckers just did it. They're on that Nike lifestyle. Anakin, Luke, Rey, Revan. All the motherfuckers just did it. So you can just do it too. Know what I'm saying? We all finna just do it. Just do it, motherfucker. Do it. I don't know why I'm yelling. I apologize if that shocked you, but do it, motherfucker. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Yeah. So yeah, you go out there. Make that playlist. Play those shows. Learn an instrument. Learn a language. Do something exciting. Maybe even start your own podcast. That's what I did. I just did it. So you can just do it too. All right. I think on that note, I should be hitting the old dusty trail there. So y'all take care. Rebel. I mean, like, I'm not saying do something stupid that gets you arrested. Like, I'm not implicit on that shit. But like, rebel from the natural order of the shit that you usually do in your habitual day. Try something new. But don't try something new. Rebel. It's different. Yes. All right, y'all. Peace.